Hello, I'm Pastor Jeremy Combs, and we're going to pause for a proverb. Let's go. Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 21. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. Some things are meant to be bent, others certainly are not. We have all been guilty of taking something that should not be bent and bending it as far as we can, only to have it break. Pencils in elementary school, does that come to your mind? There you are, playing with your pencil, bending it back and forth in your hand, and snap. Here the young man has reached a point where he will either be firm, straight, or he's going to bend. We're told that with her words. This is the harlot woman. She causes him to yield. That word yield in Hebrew means to bend. This is where lust conceives. And he now enters in, he even actually begins to delight into this whole affair, and he thinks this can't be half bad. He's bending himself. She continues flattering him, and now he's joining into her sin. Verse 21, we're told that she forced him. Now, the word force has the idea of to be a breaking point. He's bent so far that now he's flirting with her, he is walking with her, and then he breaks, and now he has lost complete control of himself. So the lesson to be learned is this: you'll never break if you never bend, so be strong in the Lord. Verse 22, he goeth after her straightway as an ox goeth to the slaughter, as a fool to the correction of the stalks. As we come to the final verses of this chapter, we see a hidden and a hideous picture. The illustration is hidden by Satan, for he saw this terrible conclusion. If we all saw this terrible conclusion, we would quickly run the other way, would we not? If it is hidden, also sometimes by our own selves. We put out of our mind any and all consequences as we go forward in sin. Now, why do we do it? Well, the comparisons are as an ox and as a fool. An ox is stubborn. He follows only his natural way and will not be detoured. The ox ends up butchered or destroyed. Well, the difference between an ox and a fool is an ox is stubborn and a fool is silly. Maybe not as rebellious as the stubborn ox, but still reckless. He may not end up destroyed, but rather is now in the stocks. He is now a captive. Captive to her every whims, captive to his conscience, captive to the consequences of sin. The old hymn says, if you from sin are longing to be free, look to the Lamb of God. Turn from sin and its temptation today, and you better do it before it's too late. Let's look at one more verse. Verse number 23 says this: till a dart strike through her liver, as a bird hasteneth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. One of the most pitiful sights is to see an animal caught in a trap. Perhaps it is eclipsed by having to see or put an animal down. You ever watch the old Disney movie Old Yeller with your kids? It might traumatize those poor kids, even sometimes traumatizes us. But by far the worst sight is that of a man or woman, think about this, whose life is destroyed by immorality. Solomon pulls no punches here as he compares this young man taken in by the harlot to an ox being slaughtered simply for its beef. The animal is killed by smiting the beast with a dart, a sword, a spear, or an arrow right into the liver. Next, he describes an animal not yet terminated, but trapped. The animal is bothered by the fact that it cannot run free, but it has no idea that once discovered, it too will be killed. Neither one is a pretty picture. But sin and judgment are always ugly. Today, remember that sin always has a price, and it's usually a lot more than you want to pay. Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.